Sai Ram, my dear students, we discussed our constitution in the previous session. I hope you have gone through that videos and textbook also. Today we are moving to another lesson. Before we start the lesson, you are very familiar with a song that is Nada Gite. Which is our Nada Gite? Could you tell anyone? Who wrote our Nada Gite? Who wrote our Nada Gite? Say loudly. Say loudly. Kuvempu. Kuvempu wrote our Nada Gite. What does it refer to? Which state does it refer to? Which state does it refer to? It refers to Karnataka. Jai Bharata Jananiya Tanujate. See, what a wonderful song composed and written by the great poet Sri Kuvempu. There he described everything of Karnataka. Even you have come across many Kannada songs. Gandhada Gudi, Kannada Nadina Jeevanadi, songs like, they're all very beautiful songs, and that gives details of Karnataka. Today we are going to see our state Karnataka. Our state Karnataka. Karnataka is one of the states in India. There are 29 states. One of the states, Karnataka. And it is one of the Indian state which is known for its greatness and prestige and heritage. See, that means India is one of the states which has its own heritage, own greatness, and its own prestige. And the land has an ideal situation. The land has ideal situation, and it is blessed with diverse relief features. Diverse relief feature. What type of diverse means? Here you can see evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, grassland type of forest, then bushy forest. See, because of that only it is said that Karnataka has diverse relief features, and it is known for flora and fauna and different types of soil. Here we can see different types of soil. Then here you can see unique river systems and variety of minerals found here. And he is also known, Karnataka is known for its great human resource. Many Kannadigas have given their contribution to this country and world. So we can say Karnataka is also known for human resource, and it is prosperous land with its own literature. Own literature. See, if you see and list out, you can come across many writers and poets. Pampa, Ranna, Punna, Janna, Raghavanka, Harihara. In modern days, you know that greatest poets like Dara Bendre, Kuvempu, and Kannada literature got 8 Jnanapita Prashasti. See, 8 Jnanapita Prashasti. That accolades we got. By this we can say Kannada is known for its rich literature and art literature. literature. Then it is known for art and architecture. Art. See, if you go Bidar, there you can see Bidari. If you go Channapatna, it is known for wooden toys. And if you go Sagara, woodcrafts. And it is known for, then Mysuru is known for crafting silk. See, we have art, great and rich art, and architecture also. Beluru, Halebeedu, Pattadakallu, Aihole, Badami, Someshwara temple, they are known for great architecture and magnificent structure. Hampi, that we can say that is the research station for our architecture. Well, by this we can conclude that Karnataka is known for its rich art, rich literature, architecture, and we can see here many religious and spiritual centers. And we can also find many historical places. Many places in Karnataka are famous for their world heritage. World heritage. It is listed in UNESCO. Pattadakallu, Aihole. See, Hampi, rich world heritage. Many places in Karnataka, it is known for its natural beauty and abundance of wildlife. That then Nagarahole, then Bandipura, Muttodi forest, Kuduremuka, then the stretch of Western Ghats, Dandeli. See, these areas are known for wildlife. And now we are going to see how this word has come. Origin of the name. How the word Karnataka has come. The name of Karnataka has been in use from ancient times. The name of Karnataka has been in use from ancient times. This land is used to be called as Karunadu. What? Karunadu. What does it mean? See, this land used to be called as Karunadu. Kar plus Nadu. That means the land of black soil. Land of black soil. Yes, the majority of the land of Karnataka is covered by black soil, Regur soil or black cotton soil. That means black soil, Regur soil, black cotton soil. And one more details available here, that is Karunat. See, this word is mentioned in a Tamil literary work, Shilappadikaram. In Tamil literary work. What does it mean? What does it mean? Karunat. See, according to the book, Shilappadikaram, it says elevated plateau. That means what? Higher than any other place. That is elevated plateau. See, imagine, this is plateau. Here higher than this plateau. Karnataka is like that. Elevated plateau. That is one of the ancient Tamil literary work. Then one of the books called Kaviraja Marga. It was written by a great literary worker, Nrupatunga. Amoghavarsha Nrupatunga was one of the prominent rulers of Rashtrakuta. His grammatical work, Nrupatunga, his grammatical work, Kaviraja Marga. What does it say? Kaviraja Marga. He explains the extent of Karnataka. He says Karnataka extends from river Kaveri in the south and Godavari in the north. That means extend from Kaveri river up to Godavari river. In almost all the literary works of the ancient Karnataka, it is mentioned. And after the independence, India was divided into many states. It was necessary. In the constitution lesson only I mentioned, there are 562 princely states and provinces, total provinces were there. And it was very difficult to look after each and every provinces. So states were formed. After the independence, India was divided into many states. In 1953, 9 southern districts which were till then under the rule of Mysore state were brought together to form Mysore state. See, these states were, 9 states were brought together. Sorry, 9 districts of southern Karnataka. 9 districts of southern Karnataka were brought together under the rule of Mysore state. See, these 9 districts were under the control of Mysore Wadayars. Then Mysore state come into being. Then later, when the states were reorganized on the linguistic basis. For example, Telugu speaking states were formed, a state that is Andhra Pradesh. Then Tamil speaking people formed Tamil Nadu. The Malayali or Kairali become Kerala. Marathi became Maharashtra state they formed. Similarly, we have formed our Mysore state. Before, you know that, coming to the reorganization of the districts, our states were scattered in various provinces. Some districts were under the control of Hyderabad Nizam. Some districts were under the control of Bombay province. Some districts were under the control of Madras presidency. Some districts were under the control of Mysore state. Here, later when states were reorganized on linguistic basis, areas with Kannada speaking people in Bombay, Hyderabad, Madras, Kodagu provinces were brought together to form a single state. Thus, on 1st November 1956, what happened? Vishala Mysuru came into being. Vishala Mysuru. Before Mysore state only there, Mysuru. Vishala Mysore state came into being in the year 1956. When? On 1st November 1956, Vishala Karnataka state came into being. In its fond commemoration, in the memory of that event, Rajyotsava is celebrated. Rajyotsava is celebrated. My first question: what does Shilapadikaram say about Karnataka? What is the extent of Karnataka according to Kaviraja Marga? Second question. Why Karnataka is called Karunadu? Third question. When did Vishala Mysore state come into being? When did Vishala Mysore state come into being? Okay, now let's move to And in 1973, in response to the wishes of Kannadigas, our state was renamed as Karnataka. See, Mysore state became Karnataka. Just imagine. When? In the year 1973. Now let us see, where is your state? It is on earth. But where is the exact location? Which is the exact location of your state? Now we are going to see the location, that means geographical location of Karnataka. Geographical location of Karnataka. Yes. Karnataka is one of the 29 states of India. It is situated in the southern part of India. Southern part of India. And in the western central area of peninsular region. Western central. For example, this is South India. Yes, this is peninsular plateau. Here, almost here. That means southern part of India in the western central part of plateau, peninsular plateau. Now let us see the extension, the geographical extension of Karnataka. It is 11 degree 31 minutes north. Why it is called north? Well, let's see later. And 18 degree 45 minutes north. That means Karnataka's extension 11 degree, for example 11 degree 31 minutes to 18 degree 45 minutes. This is Karnataka's latitudinal extent. See, latitude. And now longitudinal extent. See, like this. This is longitude. Here, see, from here to there, 11 degree 31 minutes north. Why here you are calling north? And 18 degree 45 minutes. 18 till here, 18 degree 45 minutes. Here 11 degree 31 minutes. 31 minutes. Though it is in south, why it is called north? ಯಾಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಅಂತ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? See, before we going to see that, let us see where is our India. For example, I draw. See, imagine this is 0 degree latitude, this is 0 degree latitude, and India is approximately located here. Now India is located in the northern part or northern hemisphere. This is southern hemisphere, this is northern hemisphere, and north, this is in north. When it comes to the longitude, this is west longitude, this is east longitude, this is east longitude, this is west longitude. When comes to the latitudinal position, this is comes to southern hemisphere, this is comes to northern hemisphere. So Karnataka is now you come to know that north. The latitudinal position is in north, not in south. That is why here I am telling north 11 degree 31 minutes to 18 degree 45 minutes. That is the latitudinal position. Then longitudinal position. Why here India is in eastern part, not in the western part. India is in the eastern part, not in the western part. So when it goes to longitudinal position, once again here 74 degree 8 minutes. For example, here 74 degree 8 minutes. Sorry, 74 degree 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And extended up to 78 degree. 78 degree. 78 degree. Then how many minutes? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And it is a length of 750 kilometers stretching from Aurad Talak in the Bidar district. This is the top end. At the top, its length is 750 kilometer from Aurad, Bidar in the Bidar district. Then Chamarajanagar in the south. Chamarajanagar in the south. For example, here you can see where is our Aurad. Just zoom here. See, here you can see Aurad. Yes, now see Chamarajanagar. Here you can zoom and see. From here to there, 750 kilometers. 750 kilometers. Okay. See, Aurad is the northernmost tip and Chamarajanagar is the southernmost tip of Karnataka. Now let us see the width of Karnataka. Width of Karnataka from here to there. This is the end. Here you can see. When it goes to then here. See. Here Mulabaglu in the east. Karavara in the west. See, Karnataka state has both land and water frontiers too. Mulabaglu Taluk in Kolar district and in the eastern end, and in the western end is Karwar. Karwar. See, you can see, and before you going to see this, you go through the atlas and physical map of Karnataka. Physical map of Karnataka. And here, now let us see once again, Arabian Sea in the west. Arabian Sea in the west. Then Maharashtra here in the northwest. Telangana in the northeast. And Goa in the west. And in Andhra Pradesh in the east. South in the southeast, Tamil Nadu, in the southwest, Kerala. Here we are shared our frontiers. Once again, let us see. This is west, this is east, north, south. Here you can see Telangana. This is northeast. And in south east, Tamil Nadu is there, TN. And east, Simandra or AP is there. Here we can see Goa. In the west, Goa. In the north west, Maharashtra is there, MH. In the southwest, here we can see Kerala. When you see the outline map of Karnataka, it seems to be cashew nut. Cashew nut. It resembles cashew nut. It resembles like cashew nut. Now we are going to see the size of Karnataka. Size of Karnataka. size. Okay. You can see the image also. Karnataka. See, Karnataka stretches over an area of 1,91,791 square kilometer. 1,91,791 square kilometer. It is 8th largest state of Karnataka. Area wise, 8th largest state in India. And according to 2011 census, we have 9th position in the population. With the population, it means 6 crore 11 lakh 30,000 and 704 numbers of people living here. Karnataka occupies 5.8% of India's geographical area. 5.83% of geographical area of India. And at present there are 30 districts in our state, which is the largest district and which is the smallest. And these districts comprise 176 taluks, 747 hoblis, 347 towns and 27,481 villages are there. Belagavi district is the largest district and Bangalore urban district is the, once again I did mistake, Bangalore urban district is the smallest and Bangalore is our capital of Karnataka. Now, which is the smallest district in Karnataka? Bangalore urban. Which is the largest district in Karnataka? That is Belagavi. And northernmost tip of Karnataka is Aurad and southernmost tip is Chamarajanagar, and in the western end is Karwar and in the eastern end is Mulabaglu. Okay. And for the administrative purpose, we have divided Karnataka into 4 divisions. Which are the 4 divisions? Which are the 4 divisions? For the administrative, Bangalore, Mysore, Belagavi and Kalburgi are the 4 divisions for the administrative purpose. Dear children, I hope you understood my lesson. Frequently go through the videos. Soon test will be conducted. I hope you will do better in the test. Sai Ram.